Gentlemen, welcome to this panel session on convergence to IFRS and global consistency. I'm delighted to see such a huge audience here today in this fantastic environment here in Rome that is taking an interest in this session. And I do hope that with our panel we will not disappoint you. A few words by way of introduction before I will introduce our distinguished panel. I think the journey to IFRS has been quite a remarkable one. In the last 15 years that the journey is underway with the IASC. And I think that many here in the room would agree with me that it has been one of remarkable progress. And it was actually here in Europe that the main impetus was given to the IASB and the adoption of IFRS, with the EC's IAS regulation making IFRS applicable for all EU-listed companies. At the same time, when also South Africa and countries like Australia also adopted. And many other jurisdictions followed, and we have had wave 2 and wave 3. And I think we can say that IFRS today can be considered truly global standards that do serve the capital markets well. And the governments of this world through the G20 have set us the aim of having a single set of high quality global accounting standards, and we're still working towards that aim. So what we want to do today in this session, despite the huge achievements, there are also still a number of challenges, and what we want to do in this session today is to take stock on where we stand on this journey of IFRS. What are the prospects for global standards? Are we getting there? And is the goal of a single set of global standards still a realistic one? Ask ourselves the question, what has been the experience with IFRS so far? Have the standards delivered what we were expecting from them? And what are the areas for improvement? And finally, as the title of this session already suggested, we want to talk about global consistency, because it's maybe easily said but hard to achieve in many areas. And now that we have a real, truly global language in IFRS, how do we ensure that we are truly speaking it in the same way, that we're not doing it in a national or in a regional dialect? What's the role of the IASB? What's the role of regulators? What's the role of us as an accounting profession? And will we be able to deliver global consistency? So these are the themes that we want to cover in our session. And let me now get on to introduce, as I said, our distinguished panelists. Very pleased, first of all, to introduce to you Hans Hogevorst, chairman of the IASB since 2011. And before that, Hans was also the chair of the AFM in the Netherlands, VAESSEN, and in government in the Netherlands as a Minister of Finance and Minister of Health. Hans, welcome. Vincent Papa. It's important that we have the voice of our client, as we heard in an earlier session, of the investor. And Vincent will bring that voice to our panel today. He is the Director of Financial Reporting Policy at the CFA Institute. Vincent is also a member of the IFRS Advisory Council and closely involved in the debate around IFRS. Patrick Parent. Patrick is the Vice Chair of IOSCO's Committee Number 1. He's also the Executive Director Corporate Accounting and Auditing at the AMF in France. And he also chairs within ESMA the European Enforcement Coordination Sessions. And finally, he's also a member of the Advisory Council on behalf of IOSCO. Welcome, Patrick. And last but not least, Len Jui. Len is a partner of KPMG in China. He's head of public policy and regulatory affairs for Asia Pacific. He is also a former associate chief accountant with the SEC, and nowadays advisor to the China Securities Regulatory Commission. And in addition to his many roles, he's also an IFAC technical advisor to the IFAC board and the IAASB.